Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James and also Brink, and we are one. Today, I want to talk about the weekly news of the Steam Deck, issue number 4, I believe. And it is a pretty good week, actually. This week, we've had some representatives from Valve chat with a magazine, essentially, about the future of Steam Deck and kind of what we can expect. We'll go over some of that. And then also, we have the top Steam Deck games that were played in August. Then the Killswitch has finally announced its price and also when it will be coming out. And I'll give my hot take kind of on that whole thing because there is plenty of controversy with D-Brand and with Killswitch. So, and also at the very end, I am going to be featuring another accessory. So make sure to watch the whole video until the end and get all the juicy bits out of the weekly Steam Deck news. Okay, before we get into it, make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar. Let's get into it. First up, how is the future looking for the Steam Deck? Are we going to get further iterations? Now, I know there's been hints that we've seen in like manuals and stuff like that in the past, and it looks promising. They're definitely working on additional APUs, form factors, and potentially even VR. And that comes from Gabe himself, that they're looking into even VR. So this information is coming from an issue of the weekly Famitsu magazine, and it has a couple of Valve developers or engineers talk about the Steam Deck and the fact that you can get it in Asia now. Okay, first up, at one point in the interview, if Steam Deck is successful, we can expect more in the future. Unless something major changes, there will be a next generation of Steam Deck products in the future, designer Greg Coomer replied. Theme, size, and shape will change, and it might even become a streaming machine. Development of the Steam Deck will continue. So it kind of shows that, hey, maybe they're looking into a streaming service as opposed to running it all on the hardware and doing something more like what Xbox and PlayStation are doing, and even Stadia. It'll be interesting to see how that all goes, and if that's just going to be a one-off version. I'm not overly hopeful. I don't necessarily want a streaming device. I wanted to kind of do both. I like the options. Now, if they come out with a secondary one to support just streaming, I'd be fine with that. But I have other devices for just streaming. I want a good, hefty device in my hands that can play whatever I want without even the internet. Okay. Further on in the interview, one reason is that it is an extension of our core Steam platform, he said. The Steam Deck is another PC in another form, but Steam has many other uses besides this handheld device, such as on TV or on the desktop. We will continue to work to satisfy our customers as much as possible. And if that is the case, I don't think they're going to want a streaming-only device. I think, meaning if Steam Deck 2 is a streaming-only, I think it's going to disappoint a lot of people. Now, if they do Steam Deck streaming edition, that's a smaller version of the Steam Deck and is just an offshoot product line or whatever, I think they'll be fine. Just make sure to keep the good stuff going, which is built-in APUs that are powerful enough to run our games in the future. Okay, then elsewhere in the interview, Steam Deck developer Griffiths identified battery life as one of the main issues of the current Steam Deck. Again, there's, and they kind of recognize that, and they've released other things to improve it, including the 40 hertz screen limits, and they even talk about this right here. Griffiths does. We have already made improvements to battery life between the time of launch and now, he explained. For example, we've made it possible to play refresh rates at 40 hertz, and we're working hard to give users more control over how long their battery lasts. Now, they're going to continue wanting, to try to improve that battery. I don't know how many more tweaks they can do without some system optimizations. I'm sure they can do some system optimizations. I'm pretty happy with my battery life so far, but it's always, if they can give me an extra 30 minutes to an hour, that'd be awesome. But I've been playing some games, and I've actually been really happy with how long my battery lasts at this moment, but more is always better. So that is the end of just the Steam Deck kind of interview. I'm sure there's more. That's what I pulled, and I have the source where I pulled this from in the description below, and I'll have sources for a lot of this other stuff that we're talking about in the description below. Okay, Moving on to the top Steam Deck games of August. So August is over. Valve has metrics. They gave us a list of the top 10 games that were played on the Steam Deck. And honestly, I don't think most of these are too much of a surprise. A couple of them are for me, but they're all great games and they're really good on the deck. Okay, first up is Vampire Survivors. It plays great on the deck, obviously. It's a fun game, and it's such an easy one to pick up. And the more mobile it is, the better that game is for me. Those types of games, I'm not the biggest fan of playing those on the computer for some reason, but on the couch, I love it. Then you got Cult of the Lamb, another amazing game on the go that I have loved playing so far. And I'm not surprised that it's a top one here. It's really good on the deck, and in fact, it is better on the deck than the Switch, in my opinion, as the Switch is having a lot of issues, at least initially, and took them a while if they haven't patched yet. I don't know if they've patched it yet, but they've had some major issues, where Cult of the Lamb, for me, on the Steam Deck has been going pretty good for the past few hours I've played it. Then you got Elden Ring, which it does play pretty decent on the deck. It does have some dips, but it is still really fun and good on the go. Then number 4, Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered, which, once again, I've played it. I love it. It's a really good game on the deck. It has the drops, but you can balance that performance out and have a really good time. Then at number 5, we have Stardew Valley, which, it's an oldie, but a goodie, and it is fun. Stardew Valley works great on the deck with controllers. No Man's Sky is one I have not tried yet, but I'm kind of curious to go try it again. I've played it on my PC. I have not played it on the Steam Deck, but with the way it's third-person exploration space game, it seems like it would be fun on the deck. So I am going to be loading up that on my deck soon. Okay, and then we have number 7, Hades. This is a game that is really fun on the deck. I actually bought it again for Steam as I had it for Switch. I liked it on the Switch, but I love it on the Steam Deck as it's on Steam now. I know I'm going to be able to play it on the next device I get, whether it be the Aya Neo, the Loki, or Steam Deck's probably going to be my main for a good long while, but I'm going to be testing out other devices for you guys, and Hades is such a good one to test out, as it looks great, it plays great, it's fun, and if you can keep it being fun on every device, for me, it's joysticks, controls, and battery life, stuff like that, and performance, then you're going to keep me happy, and Hades is one of those. I'm glad I saw this on this list and that people are enjoying it, because it is the perfect game for the deck. Then we get up to number 8, Multiverse. This is Multiverse I have yet to play yet, and I'm going to have to jump in and just see what it's all about. I've heard good things. It's not quite my... Well, I can't say that. I can't say it's not quite my thing, but we're going to give that a try soon. Maybe I'll let you know how it goes the next stream I do. Then we have number 9, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. And this is one where I've played some of the Skyrims on the deck so far, and not the biggest fan of Skyrim on a controller. I've tried it on the Switch, didn't really care for it. The controller, it's still fun, and I definitely recommend it. If you're fine first-person shooter controller style on the deck, you're going to love it. And then you can also install mods on it in desktop mode. It's fun to see that that's coming, and hopefully we get an Elder Scrolls 6 soon. Number 10 on the list is Monster Hunter Rise, and I've played some Monster Hunters. They're fun. I get that's the whole point of the game, I guess, is getting distracted and just hunting down monsters. But it just seems like another perfect game for the Steam Deck, on the go, controller style. And it really is. The list is not a very surprising list to me. The only 2 things I think on this list that really surprised me were Hades, and not because it's not good. I think it's really good. It's just a little bit older game. But I just wasn't I was expecting maybe some newer games to be on here. But Hades and No Man's Sky, where that was a hated game when it launched, and it's kind of redeemed itself over the years, and it's good to see that it's there. And then I actually am surprised that Grand Theft Auto's not on there, but they have performance issues right now, and they really need to figure that out, because that game has been out for so long. It really should be running like smooth butter, and it is not for some people. For me, I've played about an hour or 2 of Grand Theft Auto 5. didn't have any issues, but from my understanding, it can get worse and worse as you play along. So some memory leak issues going on there. Hopefully they fix that soon. Maybe they'll get into the top 10 of this month if they fix those issues. One could hope. This is a great list. I'm curious to see if Steam and Valve keep on releasing a list like this in the future. I want to see what September, October is looking like. I'm going to be releasing a couple of videos, hopefully, on some of the games I find that are coming out that are best on deck and that you'll want to play and that are just great. Some games I could assume just won't play overly well, especially as we get going in a year or two. Some AAA games just won't play well on the deck, and that's fine. But most games will, and that's what's exciting about this, is that we have a handheld PC that can play about anything on the go. Okay, next up is the Killswitch is coming out. We got the emails. I reserved it personally. I think it's a good idea. I reserved it partially because, I wanted to do a review on it. I wanted to do content on it, but I also was very curious about it. I love the marketing around it. I think it's fun. The Killswitch, and it's gonna be nice to protect my deck. I wanted to start doing more traveling with it and be a little bit more adventurous, and it's gonna work well with this case. This is actually the TomTalk case paired with the Killswitch hard case, protective case, is going to pair really well. And so I'm excited for that, because once you get the Killswitch, it's not going to really work well in the case that you have. I'm assuming it's not. Maybe it will fit. I guess we'll have to give it a try. It might actually fit. So I'll let you know when I get mine. So let's get into the details. It launches 8 p.m. Eastern Time, September 25th, 2022, and you're going to get it via email. So if you reserved it, keep an eye out around that time. You should be getting an email with a link, and the link is going to take you to a page to where you can check out, buy additional stuff, and we'll go over what you're going to kind of expect, because there are add-ons now. Orders shipped first in, first out, and there is an potential issues if the iPhone 14 causes some backup and all that, because the iPhone 14 is going to be coming out, I guess around that time. At least that's what they hinted at. And it could cause issues both from dbrand. Maybe they have to fulfill additional phone cases for iPhone 14, and also i14's period just going out, and just a lot of shipping going out around that time. We're getting into the holiday season, so that's probably another reason they're also mentioning that. Okay, what do you get with the Killswitch? The Essential Kit will cost $59.95, and it will come with a Killswitch case, a magnetic kickstand, and a customizable skin. And what that means is, I'm assuming you get to choose one of the skins when you're checking out to put on your deck. I don't know. It seems like it would be covered for the most part by the case, but or maybe the skin goes on the case. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that you kind of skin the case instead of your deck. As I'll be honest, the dbrand skins are not easy to apply to the Steam Deck. I like my skinned deck, the other one. There's a reason I have not put another skin on this one, partially because I'm expecting to get the Killswitch case, and it just seemed a little pointless. So kind of curious about that customizable skin. That's the only part about that. The magnetic kickstand is kick-ass, and I'm excited for it. It looks good. Then, if you want to spend an extra $14.95, you can get the Traveler Kit. And the Traveler Kit comes with the travel cover that goes in the front, and then it also comes with 2 stick grips. Shipping is free for US and Canada. The rest is based on where you live and what you put in your cart. If stock, and then this is a big note, guys. So if you have not reserved one yet and you really are thinking about it, you're going to want to go do it, because if stock runs out, there will not be more until the end of the year. And so go reserve it. Even if you don't think you're going to get it, you can always refund it. And this kind of goes into the controversial and my hot take on the Killswitch. I'm actually happy with the price. I think $59.95 is fine for me. $14.95 is fine for me for the Traveler Kit. It kind of makes sense a little bit how they broke it up. Some people are not going to want this as a travel kit. They're going to just want the case, the kickstand, and maybe the skin. That being said, I would have rather just gotten rid of the skin maybe. We'll see what that really means when they come out, and kept with the cover. The stick grips, that would be nice, but the case, the cover, and the kickstand are pretty much what I wanted. Everything else is kind of icing on top. So I will be getting both. I'll be getting the add-on, and I think the price between both is maybe a little overboard, but at the same time, people that are complaining about this, don't buy it. If you reserved it, it's a refundable reservation. You can just not get it. Just get your money back. Don't get it. The thing is, this is one of the best cases that will probably be coming out for a good long while. The other cases that I've seen, I'm just not impressed with. I'm not even necessarily the biggest case kind of person with a phone I am, but with my deck, I actually do want one. I don't know why. I like it, but the internet does not, and it is controversial because there's people that are on both sides. And you can let me know in the comments below where you set. Hitting $60 isn't too bad. Some phone cases that are pretty like beefy, good protective phone cases can be around $40 to $60. So this is a bigger device. This is coming with more stuff, like a kickstand. I feel like this is a decent enough deal. If you can't afford it, I get it. The deck is going to be just fine on its own. It doesn't enhance anything. It just makes it more protected, right? And so getting so mad over something like this doesn't make sense to me. Be a different story if you slapped money down that was non-refundable, but because it is refundable, just don't buy it. Just show them that you don't like this you can tweet it out, you can do whatever. In the end, we can have our opinions. I was just really surprised at how many people really were frustrated by this. It's the only thing that I think that's out there that's worth getting, that's a case for the Steam Deck so far that I've seen. I need to test some more cases, and I will do that in the future. Let's move on from my hot take. That's not really hot. It was kind of lukewarm. But into the featured accessory of the week. I might not have one of these every week, but this one right here is the JSAUX silicone soft cover protective case. Now, this is rubber, silicone, and it's a soft case where the Killswitch is going to be a hard case, I believe. And the thing is with these, I'm not the biggest fan of these actually. And one of them is JSAUX decided to make a Magnum style, or size, I should say, a Magnum size for the deck. So it doesn't fully fit. It will, like when you put it on, there'll be parts of it that are just loose. And if you get caught, you're just going to catch that and rip that off, potentially. Not saying that you're going to get around hooks a lot and it's going to scratch your screen and stuff if you do, but it's not I'm not the biggest fan of this. I put it on, it works fine. And I will actually say I recommend it to some people. If you need a somewhat cheap enough case for your deck to not scuff it up, to prevent certain issues, or maybe even some preventative drop care. That being said, the deck's hefty enough, and this is thin enough material. It's not going to help it much, but it could help somewhat. So if you're clumsy, if you really want something that's a little bit grippier, because this does have these parts on it, then get this, else get a different case. There are other cases with that. That is all the news. This is a little bit more lengthy of a weekly news video, but I really wanted to cover what I thought on some of these news items and kind of just what's coming out. It's interesting. Like, we're getting a lot more accessories coming out. We're getting more information on what people like to play, and also what the future of the Steam Deck is going to be. So I'm really hoping for that built-in VR Steam Deck headset. Also with that, I want to know what you think in the comments below. Just shoot me or everyone a comment down there and just let us know, out of everything we talked about here, what is the most interesting thing? What games are you playing right now? Does it reflect this top 10 Steam Deck game list? Or are you excited for the future of the Steam Deck? Let me know what you think of the Killswitch. Am I letting them off too easy? Like, I like it. I get it. It was like their campaign was a little weird. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how it all goes. Okay, that's it. Thank you for the comments. Watch my other videos, and thank you guys for watching this video. You guys are baller. Thank you for just supporting the channel, and this has been a great last month. Honestly, I've really enjoyed everyone's interacting and stuff, and I'm gonna get back to those comments and start responding. So thank you guys for watching. Check you guys out later. Peace out later. Check out the description below. There's the goodies down there. Is this the right size for your deck? You gonna enjoy this, because this is something that I would slap on my deck to take it to an S&M party. It's got, it's fully rubbered to match your rubber outfit to go to your favorite parties.